everyone and welcome back to Bevans Corner. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a bit of Disney bounding. So if you haven't heard of Disney bounding before, it is basically dressing up for adults. Because Disneyland doesn't allow people above the age of 12 to wear costumes to Disney parks, people have resorted to doing Disney bounding instead. So for example, if you like Buzz Lightyear, then you might go in sort of like a white top and some purple bottoms. If you like Finding Nemo, you might wear something orange with stripes, that kind of thing. So you've got the elements of the character, but you're not exactly dressing up like them. So the Disney bounding that I have chosen is actually based off a ride rather than a character or film, and that is the Haunted Mansion, also known as Phantom Manor in Paris. So Phantom Manor is one of my favourite rides at Disney that you can go on. So I'm going to start off with makeup and yeah, let's get this face primed. So as you can see, not got any makeup or anything, got some lovely spots going on too. So before I start my makeup, I tend to use the coconut butter formula from Palmer's and basically as my moisturiser, because that's what it is. And I just rub it pretty much all over my face. I also tend to concentrate on my nose because that is where a lot of my dryness actually is. The rest of my face isn't too bad, but I don't know what it is about my nose, but she just does not like makeup whatsoever. So now that my face is all moisturised, I'm then going to go in with e.l.f. and this is the Poreless Face Primer, and again I just kind of put that all over my face. So next I go in with a bit of concealer, and this is the Lasting Perfection Concealer from Collection. So this is quite a lot lighter than my actual skin tone, but I quite like that because it just covers up all those blemishes and those black eyes that I have. And then I just beat that in with a beauty blender. Once I look a little bit weird, I then go in with my foundation, and this is the Superstay 24-hour Maybelline foundation. You might recognise a lot of the stuff that I'm using in this video from my last haul if you watched that. So if you're wondering where any of this stuff is from, go watch my boots haul. But yeah, gonna go with my foundation. And actually, I was just about to beauty blend, but recently I've actually started using a brush for my foundation, which I've never done before. This is literally like only a couple of weeks in the making. But I've started using a brush just because I feel like it goes on better. And as I said before, my nose gets so dry, and I don't know why, but a brush just seems to be working a lot better for my skin than a beauty blender does. So I tend to beauty blend in the concealer and then do a brush for the foundation. So yeah, gonna go in with a brush instead. So now that I've done my foundation, I'm now going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, and this is just so I don't get huge creases in my eyeshadow when I do that later, and also it helps it just to stick onto the eyelid. So now that's all done, I'm going to go in with the Stay Matte, and this is just some powder. I tend to just put this kind of on my cheeks and then also just to kind of seal where it is on my neck. I don't know, I just found that doing this way is working for me, and I feel like makeup is something that you just need to play with and just find what works for you. So yeah, I tend to miss out my nose quite a lot because the powder just dries it out really bad. And this foundation is so good. It is completely full coverage. You probably noticed in the time lapse of when I was putting it on the difference between the foundation colour and my skin colour, but my face is a lot redder than my neck and the rest of my body, so it probably looked a bit strange, but I do promise that it looks a lot better in real life. Next up is the eyeshadow, which is one of my favourite parts of makeup routines. So I'm going to get a blending brush, and I am going to use my big James Charles palette. I know everyone's cancelled and whatever, I don't tend to keep up with all that drama stuff, but when I saw this palette, I couldn't resist just because there's so many colours. That's why I'm going to use a James Charles palette. I'm sorry if you don't like him. So I'm also going to teach you a little trick too, because we're all about tips here at Bevans Corner. So I'm going to go in with these purple shades right at the bottom. I'm not very good at this. These purple shades down here. So I'm going to go into that really dark purple to start off with. And a little trick that I've learned, and probably people will probably know this, but I'm going to show you anyway. So I get a piece of paper, a bit of card or whatever, and that is what I use to make sure that I get an amazing line on my eyeshadow. And it looks so weird when you are first putting on your eyeshadow, but honestly, just trust the process and bam. Oh yeah. And also, they also say that you should do like this with, I think that's your eyebrows, so maybe, yeah, that's your eyebrows. So yeah, I'm basically just going in with this purple and blending that nice around my eyelid. And also, when I first got the James Charles palette, I'm not very good at makeup still, but I'm a little bit better, I'd like to think, than I was when I first started. And he was saying how when you do your eyeshadow and eyeliner and things like that, you do this with your head, you tilt it back and then do it, and it just means that, especially with us hooded gals, I need to stop doing this, you can see better. But yeah, he said, lift your head back, tilt it back a bit, and you're all Gucci. The little paper trick also helps with fallout as well, so that's why I tend to do my makeup before I put my eyeshadow on. I also get too nervous about putting eyeshadow on like before my foundation and things like that, because I'm a bit like, well, I'm just gonna cover it up, aren't I? I'm not very accurate. You saw me putting on my stuff, I'm just shove it on. So yeah, that's why I do that step afterwards. But anyway, back to the video. So this is where my eyeshadow is at the moment. I'm then going to attempt a cut crease as well. So I've got this, oh my god, something's in my eye. So yeah, just going to do a cut crease, and this is the Illuminating Touch Brightening Concealer, and I think it might be from Primark, so I think it's like £1. So I use quite a peachy tone concealer, especially if I'm doing a look like this where it's a lot of purples and pinks and things like that, just because it actually looks quite nice when you end up blending it out. So yeah. Is anyone else just as obsessed with Disney as I am? Because I've been watching so many Disney in Detail vlogs, it is ridiculous. I love watching her vlogs, they're so good. It's all her going to Disneyland all the time, so if you love Disney just as much as I do, then check out Disney in Detail. Next, I'm going to go in with that white just at the top, and I am basically just going to pat that on top of where I've done the cut crease, just to basically kind of set it, I guess, because it is so creamy that it just needs that little bit of powder, and then it also helps brighten up the colour a little bit. Next, I'm actually going to go a little bit rogue and go into this palette, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This has got that really, really nice pink down here. So with a flat brush, I'm just going to get a little bit like that. It's called Classy and Sassy. Just going into that Classy and Sassy and just patting it on a little bit. So I'm going for this pinky purpley look, just because the kind of colour palette of the wallpaper look that they released is very like pinky purpley, and lots of blacks and things like that. So I'm definitely going for like a purple kind of eye look, and then we'll sort out the rest later. So now I've gone in with that pinky colour, I kind of want to transition it a little bit. So I'm going to go in with this colour down here, which is more, I guess, of a maroon. And I'm using the same brush that I did with that purple, and then I'm just going to lightly pat it and then slowly start blending it, just so the edges aren't as harsh where I've put the concealer, and it isn't so like one colour the other colour. You can't have a Phantom Manor look without black, and people are terrified of black eyeshadow, and I totally get where you're coming from because it is a very scary colour to use. But again, back in with my trusty piece of paper, I literally just want to put that a tiny bit in the corner, just so it can darken the corner a bit. And then again, using my piece of paper, I just want to blend that out slightly. So that black has kind of created a bit of an eyeliner effect, just because where I've put the piece of paper, obviously it's gone quite sharp. So that, I think, is where I'm going to leave the kind of basic bit of that eye. And then again, with that white, just popping that white into the outer corner, and that is just to help my eyes pop a little bit more. Ta-da! Looks nice. I'm proud of myself. I've now got to attempt to do the other eye, so I'll be back. So now that I have both of my eyes done, I'm now going to do some eyeliner, my eyebrows, and some mascara as well. So for eyeliner, I'm not going to do anything on top just because we do have that black line, but I am going to do some white on the bottom. And this is Makeup Obsession, and I think this was literally like £2, just this white eyeliner, and I've used it before in videos. I absolutely love it. I just think it makes your eyes look so big. Then for my brows, I'm again with Collection. This is the Incredibrow, and I tend to use this middle one. And then I'm also going to be using the Soap and Glory. This is the thick, I can never say thick and fast mascara. So I'm going to pop those on, then I'll be back with you in a second. I was just about to do my brows, and I was thinking, does anybody else find it kind of weird how there seems to be kind of like an unwritten rule that people do their brows off camera when they're doing a makeup tutorial? Like, I get it with eyeliner and things like that, because in order for me to do the white, I had to like pull my eye down to get into my eyeline, which isn't the nicest thing to watch. So I do find it very odd how people don't do their brows on camera. Is that just me that finds it weird? I know that I'm like saying, oh, I'll do my brows off camera, but then I was like, why? Like, I don't really, do you know what I mean? Is that weird? I don't know. Oh well. So that is pretty much my eyebrows done. My eyebrows aren't even related. Like, they don't even know each other. They just live in two different dimensions. That's how I can never get my eyebrows even. I envy people who can do eyebrows really easily. So weirdly, even though the Haunted Mansion and Phantom Manor is like a ghosty kind of thing, I'm not going to do a lot of contour. I'm quite happy with having my face quite bare. However, if you know me, you know what's coming next. Bit of highlighter in it. Love it. I have, as some people will probably be happy to hear, I have calmed down with the highlighter a little bit. I use a brush this big now instead of, one sec, instead of this big. So I've gone down brush size quite considerably, because I do quite like quite subtle highlighter now, I guess. Not too subtle, but yeah. So again, my very well used highlighter palette. So I'm gonna go in with a kind of like white colour, and then just a little bit over here, just to have that little glow, you know. And then I'm gonna do a little dot on my nose as well, and then a little bit just on the bridge, and then sweeping it down just slightly. I don't want to have a sparkly nose. I'm not Edward Cullen. But the last step for this makeup look is some lipstick. This is very well used, so I can't tell you what it is, but it is the Burgundy Blush Matte, I think Rimmel, maybe, looking at the packaging. Sure, let's go with Rimmel. And it's basically this really nice dark colour, and it's also a matte. It is very well used, as you can see. So I'm gonna do my lips with that, and then I'll be back with you in a second, because I do these whole like faces, because my lips are so small. I have to be so precise with where to put everything. So I'm gonna go do my lipsticks off camera. Lipsticks? Oh, I can't speak today. Lipstick off camera, then I'll be back to show you the makeup, and then we'll look at outfits. And that is the face all done. I do feel like without the lipstick it is a very wearable day-to-day look. I think with the lipstick it definitely brings it back to that kind of Haunted Mansion feel. So now we're gonna go ahead and find our outfit. So this is the final outfit that I've chosen for my Haunted Mansion / Phantom Manor look. So I've got some Doc Martens on at the bottom, and then I've got this really cute dress on, which is from Pretty Little Thing, and then this cute jacket that I've had literally forever, and that is from New Look. So the reason that I've gone for the outfit that I have is because of the story that's associated with Phantom Manor, because the Phantom Manor ride at Disney in Paris follows a girl who basically is kind of like a bride, a ghost bride kind of thing. So I thought that would be quite nice to go a bit bridal. Plus at the other Haunted Mansions, they do have a bride bit in each of the rides. So the bridal bit is quite common throughout all the rides. And then I thought this jacket would go really well because it's really distressed, and that's quite like a ghosty thing. Plus I quite like the back of it. It's very like lots of tassels, which kind of goes with the whole, I think it's a very Western theme in the California one, correct me if I'm wrong. So there's kind of elements from each of the rides in the outfit and in the makeup as well. So I think that is me pretty much done, and I would be very happy going to Disneyland in this. Oh, wait a second. I mean, I had to, didn't I? I had to. Yes. That completely finishes off this look. But as anyone else, when they have Disney ears, I look so tall. Like, well, I mean, I'm sort of 5'7"-ish, so these give me a little bit of extra height. But yes, so this would be my Phantom Manor Disney bounding look. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a like, subscribe, put in the comments who you would like to do Disney bounding. I am hoping to make this as a bit of a series, maybe. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I know he'll want to do next, so that's always a good sign. But if you enjoyed this Disney bounding, then definitely go check out my Kay Howard musical bounding video, which I will link in the description below. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.